Operations are underway after a massive magnitude 6.8 earthquake struck southwestern Japan. There have been at least 18 deaths reported so far.
The U.S. Geological Survey reports the epicenter was near the coastal city of Uki just before 4:30 p.m. local time at a depth of only 6 miles. A shopping mall partially collapsed and a bridge buckled in the quake. Aftershocks continue to rattle residents. More than 3,600 soldiers were mobilized to help with rescue efforts. Thousands are without power. John Sommers, USA Radio News.
A Massachusetts mother accused of killing her 3 children broke down in court as her ex-husband testified. Patrick Clancy described finding the children dead in 2023, while Lindsay Clancy claims postpartum psychosis and an insanity defense. She's accused of strangling her 5-year-old, 3-year-old, and 8-month-old children before she herself attempted suicide. We're in the dog days this summer with record-breaking heat reported just about everywhere, and that means you're most likely losing some sleep.
According to the Mental Health Foundation, heat interrupts sleep by reducing quality and duration, and that can make you cranky. But lack of sleep for more than 3 days can make you really cranky. We don't want that. The Sleep Foundation says your bedroom should be between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit because cool air helps you fall asleep faster, stay in deep sleep longer, and improves your mood. And everyone will appreciate that. I'm Bree Tennis.
And I'm Anthony Lucero, USA Radio News.
Would you know where to turn if you or a loved one became paralyzed? For thousands of families, the National Paralysis Resource Center has been that lifeline. But now federal funding's at risk. Sherman Gillums Jr., a partially paralyzed Marine veteran with the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, explains why.
This is about more than just a budget line. It's about veterans, caregivers, and families, real people who need these resources to live more productive and independent lives.
Learn more at ChristopherReeve.org.
Truck downtime costs you money. One hidden killer on Cummins ISX-15 engines is weak injector cups. When they leak, coolant gets into the cylinders and suddenly you're facing a big repair bill. Industrial Injection has the fix. Our Torque Lock Injector Cup Kit with a threaded Torque Lock design. These cups stay sealed for good. No more coolant leaks. No more surprise downtime. Keep your truck on the road. Ask your shop for Industrial Injection Torque Lock Injector Cups today.
Truckers spend lots of hours on the road. So when it comes to staying connected, you need a headset that works just as hard as you do. Blue Parrot is the #1 headset brand for professional drivers, and we've taken the quality you've come to expect from us and made it even better. Check out our newest headsets, the Pro B350 and Pro B450, offering you more hours of talk time, better voice control, extreme comfort, and industry-leading AI voice isolation microphones. So you can spend more time talking about the important things and less time repeating yourself. To get yours, check out BlueParrot.com. Blue Parrot, hear and be heard.
You're listening to the Overnight Drive with Steve Sommers.
We cue the microphone. One final hour coming your way. We're about to wrap up the month of July here. The final day comes our way. Yep, Friday, tomorrow. How about that? And as we just heard in the news break there, it is the dog days of summer. Last I checked, it tends to get hot in the summertime. Yeah, meanwhile, some of the, all these climate activists like to jump, there's a look at the heat waves, look at this, everything that happens in your typical normal weather cycle. We're causing it all, the internal combustion engine. You've heard the song and dance for years. We've seen incredible wildfires burning through parts of Europe, in particular France, as of late. Of course, the European Union, they're all into the whole global climate change thing, head over heels. Well, the French government actually coming out, revealing that an estimated 90% of the so-called wildfires, 9 out of 10, they're a result of human activity. That kind of undermines their narrative that climate change is the driving force behind all these fires ravaging their countryside. This past day, the French Interior Minister said that 184 people have been arrested in connection with wildfires since the beginning of the summer. Those arrested are a combination of arsonists, criminals, and careless individuals. According to the French Forest Observatory, about 30% of wildfires are believed to have been set maliciously. In total, the Ministry of Interior estimated that 9 out of 10 of the fires in France have been started again by humans. Since June, 5 people have been imprisoned, another 15 placed in detention pending a trial. Now, a conviction for starting a fire can come with serious consequences, particularly if a fire results in deaths. After strengthening the laws surrounding the issue back in 2004, in the wake of a deadly heat wave, people found to have been negligent can actually face up to 2 years in prison. Those who deliberately set fires facing 10 years in prison. A life sentence is possible if a wildfire actually kills others. But yes, the raging wildfires in France forcing hundreds of thousands of people to evacuate their homes. But rather than addressing the persistent issue of arson and negligent accidents, the Western legacy media continues to focus on climate change causing these blazes. All the direct human action, 90% of the activity being downplayed. This is despite European governments having long recognized that so-called wildfires across the continent are typically the result of human activity. The summer of 23, when Greece was facing hundreds of fires, Athens' climate change minister acknowledged the majority were indeed caused by the human hand, and the people behind them were guilty of arson, either by criminal negligence or by intention. That same summer, the regional president of the Spanish Canary Islands admitted wildfires there forced thousands of tourists to evacuate, but those fires had been a result of arson. Now, in response to the prevalence of fireworks or pyromaniacs, some governments have been forced to get creative, trying to stop arson, using police drones, patrolling the countryside in Italy, looking for potential arsonists out there. But 9 out of 10. Morning, Senor Heatwave.
Good morning, Senor. Well, I've got the surefire cure of these people that start fires just because they're like Beavis and Butthead. Fire's good.
Right.
Execution. Just be done with it. They're one and done. So anyways. Well, I see you got your little technical difficulties thing straightened up, huh?
It's been another one of those nights. I had another glitch right there at the top of the hour. I'll get right. Ryan spent over an hour yesterday working on updates and whatnot, and we thought we got through last night's program with no glitches. I thought, okay, we got it fixed, and then we're back to, I think that's three cutouts we've had this morning.
Oh, goodness. Well, I was on 2 of them. It's like, well, I'll just wait. Anyways, well, that's what happens when you get a little bit of water mixed in with all the electronics and circuitry and electricity and, Well, update on Miss Millie and Heather and Gabby. They're all as of this evening, they were all sleeping sound at the house at Miss Millie's place, and it's just stressful. But they do appreciate the prayers and the words of encouragement that they've been receiving. So they just wanted me to say thank you. They're
Okay.
Well, I says, if I got message from Heather, and I think I got one from Gabby as well. And I said, if y'all ever want to talk, Miss Millie's got my number. You're more than welcome to call. So, anyways, and I know by the time I get ready to get up and go, they're already set to hit the hay. So, I'm not too worried about it. They want to call, they'll call when they can. And then I'll be more of a listener than a talker, because I'm sure they've got a lot of things on their minds that they really need to, express and expound on. So that is pretty stressful. So other than that, man, the Fauci farce.
Yes.
Good night. What color is the carpet? I refuse to answer. As the advice of my who gives a? How incriminating is that? What's the color of the carpet? I mean, if he didn't have nothing to hide,
right,
and he was given the
pardon,
preemptive pardon, then what's your problem? You were a big enough man to go out there and say, hey, look at me. I got all these people around saying how cool I am. I've won all these millions of dollars. And now, he's sitting down. It's a come to Jesus moment. Where's your tongue, Fauci? Did the cat grab it? I think we can find a pair of tongs somewhere. We can probably find that tongue of yours. Speak. What are you so damned afraid of? That you're going to lose your rep? I mean, other people lost their lives because of your mouth.
He knows the evils he has done. Yes, 100%.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, and they're all saying, well, this is all politically motivated. Well, what the hell do they think they were doing when they were attacking Trump? Ever since he come down the escalator to present day, they have been. It's all been a political hit job. The only Democrat out there that sounds reasonable, my God, is John Fetterman. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, who said that he was kind of buying into the Wuhan or the wet market theory initially. But feels like now that he's on board with those who said you lied the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, and we didn't think much of Fetterman when he was running because of all the bad pub he had. But, I mean, yeah, he still ain't wearing a suit. But, I mean, the guy's got some common sense up there in that noggin of his. Yeah, it's a crying damn shame that we've got to come to this. And then all these people here with the DSA, they might as well just go ahead and take the D out. They're socialist and, I don't know what else to say, anarchist, communist. I mean, you've heard that large woman that's a co-chair of the DSA say flat out what they plan on doing if they get in.
Yep.
Whereas the other jackasses, they'll say, oh, well, we'll work together with somebody. No, we're not going to do this. Of course, we believe in America. Then they get reelected, and what do? They turn around and act like the jackasses they are, trying to tear people down, trying to tear the country down. Why? Why is it, Steve, that they think socialism now and communism would work here when it's not worked anywhere else? Why would they think that? And what they're wanting to do is, spend money, take money, spend money on something else. Well, we're already 38 trillion in the hole. And what could have helped us out, the Supreme Court knocked down with the tariffs and whatnot, saying, oh, no, you can't do that. Why are we being the ones that are being punished as a country? And every other damn country out there gets to take advantage of us. Was that just bred into the system from the previous administrations of the past? During the Cold War, we were spending money hand over fist. $500 for a hammer, $1,000 for a toilet seat. We were buying our friends, and we were like, well, if you stay with us, we'll give you all this millions and billions of dollars of money. Europe comes to the point where they depended on us to protect them from the Soviets. And of course, whenever we did our maneuvers out there, we had a group of officers that would go to the farmers or ranchers or whoever that we destroyed their property and their livelihoods. We just wrote them a big ass check saying, hopefully this covers it. And I think the world just decided, we could take advantage of them. We could say, well, if you don't give us these millions of dollars, we're just going to go over to the other side. And we fell for it. And now they want to come over here.
This crowd, the crowd that what do you, the SDA, right? The Socialist Democrats of America. They essentially they meet the criteria, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different outcome. Socialism has never worked in any country in history anywhere, but they think they can make it work here.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry.
They're insane.
Well, there was another Democrat Socialist Party, and I've made mention of this back in the 30s, and it finally ended with the end of the World War II. That was the Democrat Socialist Party in Germany, the Nazi Party. So, I don't know. They see communism did not work. Socialism does not work. Whenever you take away people's property, their businesses, people that were making money by being innovative and looking for better ways of doing things, well, there's no incentive to keep on it.
They stop doing it and just say, well, all right, I'll take my free check. Somebody else do it.
Well, and I tried explaining this to a detailer at one of the dealerships. Oh, do you need to get on your, I see it's 2:21 my time. Do you need to go to a commercial?
We do need to get a quick 2-minute timeout. Thanks for asking. We'll be right back. The Steve Sommers Overnight Drive.
Truck downtime costs you money. One hidden killer on Cummins ISX 15 engines is weak injector cups. When they leak, coolant gets into the cylinders and suddenly you're facing a big repair bill. Industrial Injection has the fix. Our Torque Lock Injector Cup Kit with a threaded Torque Lock design. These cups stay sealed for good. No more coolant leaks. No more surprise downtime. Keep your truck on the road. Ask your shop for Industrial Injection Torque Lock Injector Cups today. Ready to beat the heat this summer? Keep your long haul, short haul, off-road adventure, or just stay cool while on site with Be Cool. Designed with on or off-the-road vehicles in mind, Be Cool offers you DC-powered cooling, low voltage protection, easy installation, and more. Beat the heat with Be Cool. It's the cooler way to go. With air conditioners for semi-trucks starting at $888. Get yours today. Visit b-coolaircon.com or call 778-590-5000. That's 778-590-5000.
5,000. Truckers spend lots of hours on the road. So when it comes to staying connected, you need a headset that works just as hard as you do. Blue Parrot is the #1 headset brand for professional drivers, and we've taken the quality you've come to expect from us and made it even better. Check out our newest headsets, the Pro B350 and Pro B450, offering you more hours of talk time, better voice control, extreme comfort, and industry-leading AI voice isolation microphones. So you can spend more time talking about the important things and less time repeating yourself. To get yours, check out BlueParrot.com. Blue Parrot, hear and be heard.
Dean Michael, the tax doctor, here with Tax Help MD. As many of you know from Steve Sommers' show, I've been helping professional drivers solve their tax problems. I can help you too. If you've been struggling with back tax debt, call me now at 888-557-4020. Let's face it, these problems aren't going away all on their own. You need professional help so you can sleep better at night knowing you're in good hands. It's like I always say, keep your eyes on the road, I'll keep my eyes on the IRS. 888-557-4020.
There was another interesting little tidbit that came out following Fauci's testimony yesterday. I was not aware. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the health guy, Make America Healthy Again. He kind of came out and explained why public health officials, including the likes of Dr. Fauci, acted in ways that aligned with the interest of the major pharmaceutical companies. He said that if inexpensive, widely available drugs like ivermectin or hydroxychloroquine had been recognized as an effective treatment for COVID, the legal basis for the multi-billion-dollar COVID-19 vaccine market would have disappeared. Apparently, the fact of the matter is, if you recall, all the shot makers, the Pfizer, the Moderna, you cannot apparently issue what is called the emergency use authorization, which that was the blanket category they were all given. Emergency use authorization, meaning you can't come back at them after the fact. You can't issue that if there's an existing therapeutic drug out there. So they had to shoot down the narrative for all the doctors and the experts that were trying to tell us, hey, this ivermectin, this hydroxychloroquine, this could save lots of people. All right, Heatwave, welcome back.
Thank you, Senor. You had to pay the bills and make some money on the side. So I was explaining this at a dealership to a detailer, and this is about 15 years ago when I was working for Snyder National doing the parts deliveries in Albuquerque and surrounding areas. And he just didn't see, what the problem was. And I said, well, I'll tell you what. How much do you make? He said, well, I'll make $75,000. I said, all right. I said, at the time I was making about 50, and I asked the next guy that was working there, I said, how much do you make? He said, well, about 25. I said, okay. So we're looking at roughly 150,000. I said, so under the socialist program and communism, you would have to take the average and split it amongst us. You would make 50, I would make my 50, and the guy that made 25,000, now he's getting 50.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, now you get one more that comes into the community. He don't have a job, so now you got to divide it by 4.
4 ways.
Yes, and I said, and it goes down even lower. And the old boy said, well, that ain't fair. I said, why not? He said, that's my money. I worked hard for it. I said, and the rich man didn't? And he says, no. He says, I don't want to give away my money. I want to take the rich man's money. I said, why? Did he not earn it? Did he not work hard doing what he's doing? Yeah, I want that money. I said, well, in this case,
you're the rich man. Yeah.
The rich man.
The guy making 25 thinks, man, 75, he's rich. The guy making 0 definitely says the guy making 75 is the rich man.
Right. And that's the simplest way I can tell people, the ideas of socialism and communism are just not, it ain't great. You think you're getting a good deal, but in the end, even the rich people, even the politicians, the movie stars, the entertainers that's got millions and millions of dollars that are screaming, yes, let's do this. Hey, you're going to be, your income is going to be taken. Your house is going to be taken. Like that moron Salami over there in New York City. He's going to be charging money for an extra house that you ain't using. That's $5 million or more.
Mm-hmm.
It just don't make any damn sense. Yet these people insist that it does. Well, I wonder what kind of note they're going to be singing when this does come to fruition.
When the chickens come home to roost, as they say, they're in for a rude awakening. It's still a little bit too early. Give it time, and Mondami's New York will wake up and rue the day. Yeah, they elected that guy.
Truck downtime costs you money. One hidden killer on Cummins ISX-15 engines is weak injector cups. When they leak, coolant gets into the cylinders and suddenly you're facing a big repair bill. Industrial Injection has the fix. Our Torque Lock Injector Cup Kit. With a threaded Torque Lock design, these cups stay sealed for good. No more coolant leaks. No more surprise downtime. Keep your truck on the road. Ask your shop for Industrial Injection Torque Lock Injector Cups today.
Dean Michael, the tax doctor here. Are you tired of those tax problems following you around like a dark cloud? Always in the back of your mind? Losing sleep at night? Call me now and get your life back. 888-557-4020 or go to mytaxhelpmd.com. Pretending they're not there won't make them go away. The IRS isn't going to forget. They will levy your bank account and garnish your wages. Don't wait for that to happen. I'm not telling you these things to scare you. I'm telling you so you can benefit from my years of experience. Now is the time to act. 888-557-4020.
USA Radio News, I'm Anthony Lucero.
So we had 5 rockets shot going 8,500 miles an hour, and all 5 rockets were knocked down to the ground.
U.S. forces are striking Iran after American troops came under missile attack yesterday.
We're going to be hitting them very hard because it's our turn to hit them.
The Pentagon says the strikes are aimed at Iranian military targets and Iran-backed groups following the barrage of missiles targeting U.S. positions in the Middle East. Those missiles were intercepted. Raskin claims that the GOP momentum has faded.
Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin says he believes Republican enthusiasm has declined ahead of the election, pointing to what he describes as strong Democratic energy on the campaign trail. Raskin also criticized Republican election policies and raised concerns about potential disputes over voting rules. Republicans have pushed back, arguing their voters remain highly engaged. Ron Warner, USA Radio News.
From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
No matter who we are or where we come from, we all experience difficulties in life.
Military veterans know that sometimes it takes strength and determination to make it through.
Whether it's obvious physical challenges or struggles on the inside, it takes strength to ask for help when you need it.
I knew that I had to get support, not just for me, but for the sake of my wife and kids.
Talking about it has helped me feel more like myself again.
Honestly, it was hard to open up at first, but it's changed my life for the better.
Learn how veterans like us have reached out for help, and hear stories of strength and recovery at MakeTheConnection.net.
Truck downtime costs you money. One hidden killer on Cummins ISX-15 engines is weak injector cups. When they leak, coolant gets into the cylinders and suddenly you're facing a big repair bill. Industrial Injection has the fix. Our Torque Lock Injector Cup Kit. With a threaded Torque Lock design, these cups stay sealed for good. No more coolant leaks. No more surprise downtime. Keep your truck on the road. Ask your shop for industrial injection torque lock injector cups today. Ready to beat the heat this summer? Keep your long haul, short haul, off-road adventure, or just stay cool while on site with Be Cool. Designed with on or off-the-road vehicles in mind, Be Cool offers you DC-powered cooling, low voltage protection, easy installation, and more. Beat the heat with Be Cool. It's the cooler way to go. With air conditioners for semi-trucks starting at $888. Get yours today. Visit b-coolaircon.com or call 778-590-5000. That's 778-590-5000. It's time to step up your fuel filtration game. The AirDog heavy-duty diesel fuel system doesn't just filter fuel like the others. It fully optimizes your truck's fuel system for peak efficiency. The AirDog removes contaminants, including particulates, water, air, and vapor, optimizing the pressure feed, providing your engine with the ultra-clean supply of fuel it needs for the quickest starts, smoothest idle, best fuel economy, and highest performance possible. Get started on the road to optimization today at airdogdiesel.com. Truckers spend lots of hours on the road, so when it comes to staying connected, you need a headset that works just as hard as you do. Blue Parrot is the #1 headset brand for professional drivers, and we've taken the quality you've come to expect from us and made it even better. Check out our newest headsets, the Pro B350 and Pro B450, offering you more hours of talk time, better voice control, extreme comfort, and industry-leading AI voice isolation microphones, so you can spend more time talking about the important things and less time repeating yourself. To get yours, check out BlueParrot.com. Blue Parrot, hear and be heard.
There you go. How about it, Rick? Rounding third, headed toward home. Here on a Thursday. A weekend on the horizon, yes indeed. And the CNI dog. What's going on?
Good morning. Okay, I learned a lot from your show. I don't know how much you remember, but I remember. Was it the year of the rat or was it the year of the bat? I remember you had a show where you were talking about the Chinese New Year and they were making a real big deal out of it and they were eating Kentucky Fried Chicken. Do you remember that?
If memory serves, what was it? I think it was the year of the bat.
Okay, well, after that story, you rolled right into a cruise ship where the people were getting sick on the cruise ship. Remember that?
Okay.
And that's when COVID first started rolling out.
Uh-huh.
To me, you broke the story. Okay.
Well, that was, the first COVID cases, that was cruise ship people, and we ended up with how many people were stuck on those ships for weeks and weeks and weeks. Nobody'd let them come ashore.
Right. And then you also broke down how it's airborne.
Yep.
By the way, the ship was designed, the ventilation would go from...
Correct.
From room to room.
Yes, sir.
And... I'm a name drop, but not really. Remember Ballroom Blitz, Reddy, Steve, Benny, Joe? All three of you guys are really, really articulate on holding out the information and putting it out there that we can understand it. A lot of this stuff I kind of already knew, and I sound like a young man, but I'm not. And I've seen this country change over the years. I remember back in the 70s, Chicago was a lot like the suburbs. It just had a city vibe to it. And then, my mom said we have to leave the city and go out to the suburbs. And I'm grateful to that because I enjoyed that a lot. But the city changed dramatically, and it looked like it became a voter block for a certain party. Mm-hmm. I can't prove that because I'm not a politician or anything like that. But you can kind of see how this thing's been coming along for many, many, many years. But to me, you broke the story. And I think, over time, things that you looked into and broke down, maybe by getting emails from people or doing research.
Sure.
And explaining how things work and how the virus works. You thoroughly covered it. And then the other two guys, it was Joe after you, and then it was Benny after Joe, started really opening it all up. But thank you, Steve. I really, deep heart, thank you. You mean a lot to me. And then, I was there when 9/11 happened. You guys really helped me out with that, because I was kind of freaking out a little bit, like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
We were talking, and you guys weren't playing music. You just open the lines up and, tell me what you think, how you feel. And, yeah. So, all right. Did you get that email I sent you?
I do believe it was. I've got several emails from you.
Oh, okay. Well, the last one I sent you, that's AI creation. It was like remixing a video.
July 25, 2026. Right. Wearing a different dress, doing the same action. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how creative AI is. You could just change it, I thought I'd give you an idea of what that looks like.
And that's the whole thing, where just because you can see it in this day and age, you don't necessarily believe what you can't even believe what you see now. It may be fictitious.
That is true.
Yep.
the only thing that can help you sometimes is certain AIs have to leave a watermark on it, Gemini uses a diamond. But some companies, if you pay extra money, it will not leave a watermark.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So, once again, Steve, thank you, and I'll be listening.
I thank you so much. And obviously, he's been listening for many, many years. Yeah, remembering all the way back when things kind of changed, September 11, 01. Wow. Where does the time go? Well, let's see. Truck and Phil. Yeah, where does the time go? Happy, terrific Thursday. Coffee up. Good morning, Mr. Steve Sommers, the hotshot secret nation, and the great product of Staybill. A big shout out to the retired knucklebuster and all the veterans out there. Get her done. Hey, Phil, say a little prayer. Semper Fi. A knucklebuster did check in earlier this morning. After he called in the other night, talked about his little spill that he took on the treadmill and whatnot. His voice didn't sound, he sounded like he was maybe a little bit under the weather. But he called in a few hours ago, probably before you were up and Adam starting your day. He's in the ICU at the Veterans Hospital there, Memphis, this morning. He's got pneumonia. And, whereas they told him the other day that he didn't have any, he's got 5 cracked ribs. Then pneumonia on top of that. He ain't feeling well. I think obviously he was under some pain medications and whatnot, but so yeah, say a prayer for our pal Knucklebuster there. Semper Fi. Thank you. As far as Fauci, yes, pleading the fifth. I think the official count was 111 times yesterday. And even for things like what color, Pappy chimed in. He said, Fauci's pleading the fifth. A person can't plead the fifth on a non-criminal discriminating question like, what color is your tie? That's not a question that can be used against you in court. It's not an incriminating statement or answer, if that makes sense. That's how they can get him. Get him on to answer questions for obstructing a hearing, which essentially, now there's, I guess, Rand's going to go after him for contempt of Congress now. Yeah, because that was definitely just obstructing the hearing. Well, they tell you, put down the smartphones, right? You're not allowed. Most states now have the law, hands-free only. when you're driving. But we all see, anytime there's something happen, if there's an accident out there, everybody grabs their phones, and it oftentimes is the individual behind the wheel that grabs their smartphone and films what's going on here as they're driving past the scene, right? You see it every day. Don't do it. More than a dozen drivers receiving tickets for using their smartphones as they passed a crash scene on I-10 in Arizona. A couple days ago, the Arizona Department of Public Safety troopers responded to a fatal collision on I-10 near Wilcox. While responding to the crash, troopers observed traffic backing up, numerous near-miss collisions caused by drivers who had stopped or slowed down to film the scene while they're driving. Troopers responded to they're calling them the looky-loos, looky. With enforcement action, 16 drivers were ticketed for violating Arizona's hands-free statute. An additional driver was arrested for DUI. This is just a reminder of the dangers of distracted driving, they say. That means you're not paying attention, and a split-second decision could mean the difference in an accident or life and death. Use hands-free technology installed in your car, your smartphone assistant, maybe a passenger, or just put the phone down until you get to your destination. Not sure what the fine is there for using a handheld device, but all right, so you got your video, but you got a fine to go along with it. Let me see, real quick, as we head down the home stretch. Eagle, you hanging in there? You had a few additional thoughts about Fauci, I believe, correct? Eagle, nope, he's gone. He disappeared. All right, got a couple of minutes here. I get an NTPA update. Strait of Hormuz continues in the headlines day after day. Looking at alternatives, right? One thing's for certain, this conflict with Iran is definitely a true awakening for the surrounding states there in the Gulf region, Kuwait, UAE, Saudi Arabia, all the players that rely on the Strait of Hormuz. Looking to make sure if the strait in the future is shut down, we don't need to rely on it quite so much. Kuwait has indeed signed a $16 billion crude oil pipeline deal with the private equity giants Blackstone, Brookfield Asset Management, and KKR, marking the largest foreign direct investment in that Gulf nation's history as they try to attract outside capital while confronting heightened regional security threats. Under the agreement, the three North American investment firms will each acquire an equal share of a combined 49% stake in a newly formed joint venture with the state-owned Kuwait Petroleum Corporation. That venture will lease pipeline assets from KPC and lease back the usage rights. Under a long-term arrangement, they say, the transaction will provide Kuwait with an upfront payment of $7.85 billion while allowing the government to retain majority ownership, 51%, and operational control of the critical oil infrastructure. Obviously, this as Kuwait faces growing security concerns, attacks on their energy infrastructure attributed to Iran. In retaliation for U.S. military strikes, the pipeline transaction is part of a broader effort by Gulf state oil companies and sovereign investors to unlock capital tied up in infrastructure assets while drawing foreign investment to finance some ambitious domestic development plans. Pipelines strategically placed to bypass the Strait of Hormuz. That strategy is gaining momentum across the Gulf region as energy producers look to diversify sources without relinquishing control of some of their key state-owned assets. Infrastructure monetization deals have become increasingly attractive to global investment firms that are looking for long-term returns backed by energy transportation networks. Obviously, for Kuwait, whose economy is heavily dependent on crude oil exports, this agreement will inject billions of dollars into state coffers while preserving control of that country's most important strategic industry, a.k.a. oil.
Last weekend, there were a lot of polls in the NTPA, including a Supernational and Grand National hook. Coming to you from the NTPA headquarters in Marion, Ohio, this is the NTPA Overnight Report. I'm Greg Hunter. 5 classes made their way to Chapel Hill, Tennessee for the Lions Super Bowl of the South. Friday in the Newfields Ag Superstock Diesels, Brandon Hunt took the win over Colin Ross and Travis Schlabach. On Saturday, Colin Ross improved to the top spot over Steve Blagrave and Kent Payne. The AP1 Insurance and Premier Crop Modified Minis went the way of Troy Arnett on Friday, with Adam Bauer and Mason Theobald rounding out the top 3. Saturday, Adam Bauer took his Iron Toy up to the top spot over Grant Theobald and Chase Richardson. Moving on to the Yoder Popcorn Pro Stock Tractors, Chance McGrath picked up the win on Friday with a hook of exactly 320, which was 5 feet better than Brandon Schrammick and Grayson Shelton. Saturday, the top spot went to Dennis Schrammick aboard the second-place tractor from Friday, followed by Kevin Schmucker and Jackson Mays. Moving on to the Unlimited Modifieds, the win on Friday went to reigning national champ Joe Ader, followed by Saturday's winner David Richardson and Adam Bauer rounding out the top 3. As mentioned on Saturday, David Richardson did pick up the win over Joe Ader and Wayne Purser. Rounding out Chapel Hill was the A to Z blow molding 4-wheel drives, which had Anna Mangren picking up the win after tugging the sled 345, which topped the 341.93 of Jim Holman and the 341.91 of Rob Foster. Moving on to the Grand National Hook in Brandenburg, Kentucky, there were 4 classes that hit the dirt. Friday to open the show were the High Torque Super Farms, which had Stan Warda picking up the win over Russell Fries and John Silsby. Moving on to the Prairie Ag Solutions Light Superstocks, they were the only other class to finish their hooks in Brandenburg before Mother Nature decided to change everyone's plan. Jacob Fekwa took the win over Brian Bowles and Cody Cheezick. The rest in Brandenburg was rained out. There were also a number of regional hooks last week, including a Region 3 hook in Houston, Minnesota that had 8 classes in the dirt. Also, a Region 2 hook happened in Springfield, Ohio with 5 classes, and another Region 2 hook that had 4 classes hitting the dirt in Iona, Michigan. This weekend, all eyes are on Fort Recovery, Ohio, with 8 Grand National classes hitting the track. During session 1 of 3 Friday evening, the Superstock Diesels, Modified Minis, 2-wheel drive trucks, Superstock Diesel trucks, Super Farms, semis, and Unlimited Modifieds all hit the track. During the early session on Saturday, the semis return along with the light modifieds and super farms, along with light pro stocks from Region 2. The evening session on Saturday has the Region 2 pro stockers opening for the Superstock Diesels, Modified Minis, 2-wheel drive trucks, Superstock Diesels, light mods, and unlimited mods. All 3 sessions are live on Full Poll. If you want to see polling in person close to home, there's a Region 2 hook in Lebanon, Indiana, a Region 2 hook also in Imlay City, Michigan, and there are also hooks in Arlington, Minnesota, Middlebourne, West Virginia, Marysville, Ohio, Antigua, Wisconsin, Morley, Michigan, Montevideo, Minnesota, and Talmadge, Ohio. We're definitely in the heart of polling season, so there is a poll near you. Find the entire schedule for all regions at ntpapoll.com. This has been the NTPA Overnight Report. I'm Greg Hunter. Remember, pull hard.
Truck downtime costs you money. One hidden killer on Cummins ISX-15 engines is weak injector cups. When they leak, coolant gets into the cylinders and suddenly you're facing a big repair bill. Industrial Injection has the fix. Our Torque Lock Injector Cup Kit with a threaded Torque Lock design. These cups stay sealed for good. No more coolant leaks. No more surprise downtime. Keep your truck on the road. Ask your shop for Industrial Injection Torque Lock Injector Cups today.
Truckers spend lots of hours on the road. So when it comes to staying connected, you need a headset that works just as hard as you do. Blue Parrot is the #1 headset brand for professional drivers, and we've taken the quality you've come to expect from us and made it even better. Check out our newest headsets, the Pro B350 and Pro B450, offering you more hours of talk time, better voice control, extreme comfort, and industry-leading AI voice isolation microphones. So you can spend more time talking about the important things and less time repeating yourself. To get yours, check out BlueParrot.com. Blue Parrot, here
and be heard. Advertising on the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive can make a huge difference for your business.
This is Dean Michael, the tax doctor, and I just want to say advertising on Steve Sommers' show has been the best marketing avenue for my business, providing the best return on investment consistently over everything else I've tried. I've done it all from TV commercials, pay-per-click on Google, search engine optimization, social media, and publishing ads in major magazines, but none of them came even close to doing what Steve Sommers' show did for me.
If you're interested in advertising on the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive, drop us an email at ssod@hotshotsecret.com. Ready to beat the heat this summer? Keep your long haul, short haul, off-road adventure, or just stay cool while on site with Be Cool. Designed with on or off-the-road vehicles in mind, Be Cool offers you DC-powered cooling, low voltage protection, easy installation, and more. Beat the heat with Be Cool. It's the cooler way to go. With air conditioners for semi-trucks starting at $888. Get yours today. Visit b-coolaircon.com or call 778-590-5000. That's 778-590-5000. It's time to step up your fuel filtration game. The AirDog heavy-duty diesel fuel system doesn't just filter fuel like the others. It fully optimizes your truck's fuel system for peak efficiency. The AirDog removes contaminants, including particulates, water, air, and vapor, optimizing the pressure feed, providing your engine with the ultra-clean supply of fuel it needs for the quickest starts, smoothest idle, best fuel economy, and highest performance possible. Get started on the road to optimization today at airdogdiesel.com.
It's no secret, today's diesel isn't as good as it should be. Diesel lacks lubricity. That can lead to fuel system failure, costing thousands in repairs. But you can prevent those issues with Hot Shot Secret products. Clean injectors, boost cetane, increase fuel economy while adding 4 times more lubricity than the leading competitor. Claims proven by real-world use and confirmed by third-party ASTM testing. Available nationwide at truck stops, farm and automotive stores, and online at hotshotsecret.com. Hot Shot Secret. Powered by science.
All right. Hey, Shorty, I just got your email a few moments ago. I sent this my way, about 3:15 Eastern. And he said, hey, what the heck just launched, Steve? I'm getting on I-4 off I-95 in Daytona. Looks like a rocket. Okay, yes, indeed. According to the headline, SpaceX just launched this was one of their so-called top secret missions. The NROL 95 mission this early Thursday morning, just hours after securing a $1.6 billion contract from the U.S. Space Force. Now, the broader impact for investors kind of outweighs the launch event. 3 publicly revealed Space Force contracts for this year now amount to like $8.05 billion. Those awards include like satellite systems as well as launch services. They break down the dollars and cents, but the launch sequence between now and December of 2027 with the data network prototype also expected by the deadline. Specifics on revenue recognition and payment milestones were not made public. Meanwhile, since that initial IPO, right, SpaceX, they were down again yesterday. At this hour in pre-market trading underway this morning. SpaceX shares were at 113.15, up about 0.5%. The main session, of course, starts at 9:30 Eastern this morning. But their closing price yesterday was down to $112.55. Again, pre-market this morning, 113.15. Yeah, of course, the IPO price in June was at $135. That initial rush of investing had jumped up to $225 and some change. Wednesday's closing price is used for IPO and historical comparisons. Again, they started trading at $135 a share June 12th. So the pre-market rise, recouping just a small portion of Wednesday's decline. Yesterday, the stock was down like 3.3%. Market participants remain concentrated on how these awards or contracts translate into revenue and profit further down the line. There you go. So that's what you saw there, Shorty. SpaceX. Have a wonderful, or shall we say terrific Thursday, and thanks for being with us. We'll come back at the midnight hour Eastern time tonight. Hope you'll join us for our Casual Friday edition, the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive.
You'll never guess the places that I've been. You never guess the places that I've been. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. I'm never gonna let the day begin. Never gonna let the day begin. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. Oh, don't wake me up before you go, and I'll just make this bed my home. Oh, darling, please just let me sleep. Give me my dreams. Better from above. Nothing's ever as it seems, yeah, except in that world that I dream of. Never gonna lose the ones I love. Never gonna lose the ones I love. 'Cause everything is like a dream.